Welcome back, WSBA Morning News with Gary Sutton. Thankfully, we have Congressman Lloyd Smucker with us this morning from the 11th Congressional District. Good morning, Congressman. How are you?
Good morning, Gary. Good to be with you.
Well, it's great to be with you. Lots going on right now. Obviously, all eyes are on the Gaza Strip and Israel. I see the death toll in Israel from Hamas's attack is now past 1,200. Bodies continue to be recovered. Troops are massed at the Gaza border for an expected ground invasion. In Gaza, Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 950 people, forced the closure of the only exit from the blockaded territory. And President Biden has come out and called Hamas evil in a speech yesterday. He said at least 14 Americans have been killed, and others are among hostages taken by Hamas. I think somewhere around 12 we heard right now. Certainly a grave situation. Your thoughts on that this morning, Congressman?
Well, some of the images that we're seeing coming out of Israel are absolutely sickening. These are babies, girls, families just killed, some in their beds. The Hamas here. This is not a war. It's a terrorist act. It's a massacre. And Israel, of course, has been our key ally in the Middle East, a stable nation in the Middle East, and this is very sad to see what's happening there. And Israel needs to respond to this. Hamas needs to be held accountable, and we will continue to stand with Israel as we have in the past.
Congressman, one of the things that has troubled people is the $6 billion in frozen assets that were let loose this past month by our country to Iran, who is a backer of Hamas. We know that. I understand the money has not gone there yet, and yet at the same time, and they said, well, that was going to be used for humanitarian purposes. But one has to sit back and think and not be too naive to think that that money seems to find its way into terrorism in some way, shape, or form. I saw there are some in Congress right now who are calling for that money to be pulled back. Your thoughts on that this morning as well?
The money should absolutely be pulled back. Why we would ever consider releasing $6 billion to Iran, who's pretty clear, have assisted Hamas in the past and probably in this action as well. We will do everything we can, Republicans in the House, to ensure that money does not get there. If it hasn't, that's not clear yet. We certainly should not be supporting Iran. We should be doing everything we can to stop them and to stop this atrocity.
We have a lot of people in the world who call for ceasefires when this kind of thing happens. And again, what we saw is this brazen attack on Israel. One wonders, how can anyone line up on Hamas's side in any way, shape, or form right now? And yet we see people still trying to do that, even in our own country. When do we get down to the idea that this is good versus evil? I mean, that's what it comes down to, isn't it?
Well, you're exactly right. Some of the things that we've seen, we have Tlaib hanging a Palestinian flag outside of her office here in Congress. We have on university campuses demonstrations in support of Hamas. We're seeing that in some of our major cities as well. And as I said, this is a massacre. This is evil, and I was glad that the president called it out as just that.
Right.
So it's hard to believe that we're seeing that kind of support from Hamas when as I said, we've seen babies killed while they were sleeping.
Right.
This is just awful. And
beheaded as well. Things like that. I mean, just the desecration is unbelievable. And the president.
Sickening.
As you said, the president rightfully, and I'm glad he did, called out even some members of his own party on this and said this is evil. Let's stay on track here on what's going on.